The amount of rated R movies that have been released so far in 2025, yeah, it's sad because it means lack of options for families, but it makes sense because these are your dump months. January, March, February are where your B movies get released, movies that they want to make money, they want to do well, but they don't want to compete with big blockbusters, or movies that are just not that good, so they're just trying to get them out there. That's when those movies are going to come out. Now, family-friendly movies, you want to release those in like the spring, summer, and then close to like Christmas and Thanksgiving. Now, you're going to have a few sprinkled throughout the year, but those are the best time to release those movies. So we had Dog Man that came out last week, and that thing was so overstimulating. Like, I needed a downer just to calm my nerves. And we have Paddington in Peru, which I just saw, but I believe that one goes wide next week. We'll talk about that in a minute. But after Paddington in Peru, we don't get another family film until the end of March, Snow White. Dog Man I wouldn't call family friendly because I feel like parents are just not going to enjoy it as much as their children. It's not something the whole family can enjoy. But Paddington in Peru, though. So this movie has been out for a couple of months in the UK. It's going to make its American debut, I believe, next week or the week after. It's wonderful. Olivia Colman is an absolute nutcase. That woman is crazy. If she decides, you know what, acting's not for me, she needs to be a preschool teacher. Antonio Banderas, he's so good at this. He's so good at just being he's such a dad. He's so good at getting on a child's level when he's in these kinds of movies and really speaking to that audience. At one point in the movie, he says, "How rude," and I almost cried because if you remember, Stephanie's bear, Mr. Bear in Full House, looked a little bit like Paddington. Very sophisticated, polite gentleman of a bear. This movie was made for preschoolers, but it's so goofy and so funny and just, it's whimsical and it's light, it's fluffy. But I had a good time. Like, it was so funny. There are definitely, little jokes in here that only an adult's going to get because, we can read. I haven't seen the first two, so I can't compare and contrast. But I don't think you need to see the first two to understand what's happening here. This is a completely different story, completely different environment. But this is all about Paddington figuring out, where he belongs and where he comes from versus where he is now. It's all about, embracing risk, going on adventure, and, just it's all about family. Paddington is a British citizen now. He has his passport. First thing he does with said passport is go to Peru to visit his Aunt Lucy, who lives at the home for retired bears, but Aunt Lucy is missing. She's left some clues, and it turns out she's on search for something. And, they set off into the Amazon to find her, and that's when things go awry. Straightforward, straight to the point, beautiful story. I loved it.